In an overwhelming bipartisan moment, the Senate passed a resolution ratifying Finland and Sweden's applications to join NATO. The measure was approved in a 95-to-1 vote, with one senator, casting the only vote against ratification and doing so people will talk about him. The opposition was previewed in an op-ed that he wrote. Whatever. All 30 NATO countries are required to ratify Finland and Sweden's applications before the two nations can become members. The resolution now heads to the president's desk. From there, it goes to the State Department, where Secretary Blinken will also sign it. Joining us now, Democratic Congresswoman Elissa Slotkin of Michigan. She's a member of the Armed Services, Homeland Security, and Veterans Affairs Committees. She's also a former CIA analyst. So we've got a lot to talk with her about this morning. We'll start with the NATO ratification, Sweden, Finland. How does this change our potential security interests moving forward, especially given the war in Ukraine?
Well, I mean, I think it's an amazing rebuke of Vladimir Putin, who thought that he could invade, Ukraine, and that NATO wouldn't be strong enough to stay together, to hang together, to push back on him. And instead, it's boomeranged on him, and we have two new countries who have joined us. Those countries are important. It's the High North. Russia is very involved in the High North, so it doesn't do Putin any more favors by having NATO allies right there against his borders. But I think it's just a thing that many of us have hoped for a long time, to continue to expand NATO, and Vladimir Putin made it possible. It's great.
Congresswoman, good morning. We've got so much to ask you about. I want to just ask you quickly about something we were talking about in our last segment, which is the reports of all these deleted text messages from the Department of Defense. We heard about them from the Secret Service, as well as the Department of Homeland Security. You worked, as Mika mentioned, in the CIA. You understand what it's like to have to give up your phone at the end of a tenure. Do you believe that it's possible that this is just bureaucracy, that they, employees leaving the Department of Defense have their phones taken away and the text messages disappear? Or do you believe there's something more nefarious going on?
I just don't know that I or anyone else from the outside can really know. I was at the Pentagon, and in 2017 had to hand over my, official government phone like everybody else. And I just don't know what the thinking was in that transitional period when folks were having their phone wiped. Of course, there's tech people who are probably just doing their job, but particularly if there had been requests, if there had been letters for those text messages, if there had been a request to sort of hold everything you had, and then these departments or agencies went ahead and did this, and we have a problem. And those folks, those leadership folks, should be asked to come in and speak to those issues. I'd love to talk to the former Secretary of Defense, or acting Secretary of Defense at that time, and say, what exactly was the guidance that you gave as the senior most person at the Pentagon? So I don't know from the outside, but certainly, it doesn't smell good, that's for sure.
Yeah, and obviously this was not a routine transition, given everything that happened around the transition on January 6th and into the 20th. So I want to ask you about the PACT Act. Obviously got a lot of attention over the last week. You were a co-sponsor of this bill in the House, the Veterans Health Care package that was held up for some time by Republicans in the Senate. You and others have been giving it voice for more than a year. Jon Stewart came in and ultimately grabbed everyone's attention and helped to get this done. Were you surprised at the way that some Republicans switched their votes and did in fact stand in the way, number one? And then number two, lost in all this process conversation, is what the bill actually does. What is it going to provide for veterans who need this so badly?
Yeah, well, what it does is basically take the Agent Orange of the 9/11 generation, these burn pits that everybody lived near if you worked in a combat zone. We burn our trash, we burn our fuel, we burn everything when we serve in a combat zone. And all our veterans who served in places like Afghanistan, Iraq, Somalia, Syria, they live near these burn pits. And surprise, surprise, our younger veterans, our 9/11 generation, are showing up at hospitals with weird esophageal cancers, lung cancers, things that they shouldn't have at 35 years old. It's very unusual. And the PACT Act basically says, if you serve next to a burn pit, we have a presumption that you could have been exposed to some carcinogens, and you deserve further testing, further care. You don't have to fight for that when you walk into a VA. We think another 3.5 million veterans are going to qualify for VA medical care now. So it's a really big deal. And I think because it's such a big deal, it was so outrageous when these 25 Republican senators, just real cowards basically switched their vote. You know, they had already voted for it. It had been a very bipartisan vote. I was in the Senate chamber when they passed it the first time. And then for procedural reasons, just to stick it to the Democrats, they switched their vote on the exact same bill just a couple of weeks later. And, you know, I don't usually get pissed off by this kind of stuff, but this one pissed me. It was just a stunt, and I'm glad that they felt embarrassed enough to bring it back up the next week.
So in Afghanistan, Taliban leaders are said to be holding discussions about how to respond to the U.S. drone strike that killed al-Qaeda leader Ayman al-Zawahiri. Reuters reports a senior Taliban leader told the news agency that high-level meetings have been going on for 2 days now. The leader also said they are deciding whether to react to the attack, and if they do, how to go about it. The Taliban official did not confirm if Zawahiri was in the house when the missile struck. He was killed over the weekend in a CIA drone strike. While standing on the balcony at his downtown Kabul apartment, he assumed leadership of al-Qaeda after the U.S. killed Osama bin Laden more than a decade ago. Congresswoman, obviously this is a success on one front, but also shows some weaknesses in terms of potentially, some might say, how we left Afghanistan and this so-called relationship or lack thereof or whatever it is with the Taliban. What do you suggest the administration should do moving forward as, I guess, we await their response? I'm not sure what response they deserve to have, given that they were harboring this man.
Yeah, I mean, the number two of al-Qaeda, who helped pull off the 9/11 attacks and so much else that's gone on in the past 20 plus years, was like enjoying himself in a very well-heeled diplomatic neighborhood of Kabul, right? So you can't tell me they didn't know that. You can't tell me that they weren't aware that he was enjoying this nicer life. So I don't really care what they have to say and what, you know, they're sort of thinking about their next diplomatic move. They've been trying to tell the world that they're a credible government, that they deserve to have access to money, that they should control the food aid that the world is providing them. And I think that they really showed that they don't deserve that respect. They don't deserve to be treated as a normal government. So look, taking out one man does not end al-Qaeda. We know that. We've had high-level strikes before, but I do think it sends an important signal to everybody in the whole world that if you attack us on American soil, it may take a minute, but we are coming for you. And that's an important deterrent that I think I commend the Biden administration for making that choice and that decision to go after them. It also showed, by the way, something that I was skeptical of, that we can actually pull off these, you know, over the horizon strikes when we need to in Afghanistan, even though we don't have a presence there. No one liked how we left Afghanistan. No one's proud of those videos we all watched. And a lot of us on the Armed Services Committee were wondering, can we pull off these strikes without a real intelligence, heavy physical presence on the ground? And I think we proved not only can we do it, we can do it with extreme precision.